They are supporting the idea of authoritarianism because it agrees with them. Donald Trump says he will be dictator only on day one. Then he'll focus on drilling. This is a weird thing. There are so many stories about it. Trump is hiding his fascist plans in plain sight. Trump will be dictator on day one and every day thereafter. Says he will be dictator and abuse power on day one if elected president again. So everybody's going nutso about this one. This is a thing. So let's watch specifically exactly what he said. Here it comes.
The media has been focused on this and attacking you. Under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight, you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
Look,
for?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
I want to close the border and I want to drill. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, 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 other than day one. We're closing the border and we're drilling, drilling, drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator.
After that, you guys, he said after that he wasn't going to be a dictator. He's just going to do the things that he wants to do with unchecked power, and then he's going to let go of the power. You know, he's going to, with a heavy heart, he's going to pick up and become the emperor, you know, and then when everything is peaceful and settled, then he will give the power back to the people. He will become a republic again. Where have I heard this before? Saying the quiet part out loud again. Fucked out supporters eat it up. Yeah, you're right. I think the news media is being a little crazy about him. They're always crazy about him. Yes. Okay, great. He didn't say anything good here. This is not good. I'm not defending him. I don't think this is a good thing to say. But they are exaggerating a little bit. Yeah, total Palpatine move. That's where I heard it from. Thanks. That's where I heard it from. Was Palpatine. Thanks. Saying he will be a dictator and abuse power on day one if elected president again. Trump tries to deflect questions but says he will not be a dictator other than that one day. Just 24 hours of pure dictatorship and then I promise I'll stop. It doesn't look good to me. It doesn't sound good. I'll be dictator on day one is kind of a misunderstanding of what he said. They are going a little bit crazy, saying he'll be dictator only on day one. Then he'll focus on drilling. It's not a good look, and it's not a good thing that he has suggested such. I'm not happy with him. I never have been. I think he's pretty much the worst possible thing that could happen to our country. We should take his word for it. The plans he has for the country to shut down the border, what is that? That doesn't work. You didn't do it last time. You're not going to do it next time. It would harm our economy so badly that he would unshut the border down. He would reopen it. Once all the businesses started losing money, he would reopen it. And then drilling. Why? How does that help? Even if you did just huge amounts of American drilling. Great. So you put a bunch more carbon in the air and then we run out of oil. Great. What are you going to do after that? More drilling? Well, there's no more oil left. You're going to pay somebody else for theirs? Great. What happens when they run out? Come up with a better plan. You can't drive the future with fossil fuels. They're fossils from the past. They are old, and you cannot get any more of them. You're not going to get any more of them. You can't just make new ones. Renewable is a better idea. You can use a renewable in the future later. He's suggesting subverting the Constitution in his oath of office, even for one day, it should disqualify him from running for office. Yes, under the people who defend him are suggesting that he's talking about doing executive orders because he has called executive orders dictatorship before. He does them all the time. He did them when he was there. Executive orders aren't dictatorial, but it is a thing that he has said. So he has almost internal logic. He says Joe Biden is a dictator because of all his executive orders, and I will do a ton of executive orders on day one because I will also be a dictator on day one. Then I'll stop. That's at best. That's what he's saying. I don't want to defend it, but I want to be fair and decent and fair and balanced. And yeah, right. I'm feeling like he said something stupid and wacky, as he always does. And then the news media is going a little bit overboard with it. A little bit over, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And did he say it? Yes. Is he a shithead? Yes. Is he going to be a dictator? Yeah, probably. I think so. I think he's going to take the thing he's talking about and just run with it forever. And he'll explain why it's not a bad thing that he's doing these executive orders. When he does an executive order, it's not dictatorial. It's important. It's valuable and necessary to make the country work. And that's conservatism, right? We will break the rules, but for a good reason. The conservatives do it all the time. They will ignore the law. They will ignore the rules. They will ignore all the norms because they think that it's for a good reason. I don't think anything he says specifically is going to make him disqualified. I think I get what you're coming from. I know what you're talking about. I totally think that he should be shunned and booed off the stage, and nobody should ever pay attention to him and vote for him, ever. He shouldn't have any fans. If anybody pays any attention to politics, they should hear his words and say, good God, no, not that guy. None of the things that he is saying are good. I hate that. That's awful. He's anti-democratic. The thing, he is pushing authoritarianism, and we shouldn't appreciate that. We shouldn't vote for him, but we shouldn't let him in our primaries. That is what I would want a Republican to say, but they don't say that. But they love what he has to say, because they are supporting the idea of a dictatorship. They are supporting the idea of authoritarianism because it agrees with them. Just like in that short, I released a short today. It didn't get very many views, but none of my stuff does. And it said, I want to make my decisions, and I want a judge to make your decisions. That's conservatism. That's what we usually get from them. Is they want freedom, they want authority, they want to be the people to control their own lives. But all those others, those people need to be controlled by the judges. Okay, the government needs to control those people. And that's what he's suggested as well. Shut that border down. Those are the others. Those Mexican people, those are the others. And those need to be controlled severely by judges, by the military, by law enforcement, by the government. Those people need to be controlled. But we, the Christian white American people who live in America, should have freedom. And this is the crux of my complaint about conservatives, because this is what they always do. This guy is going to defend him a little bit, I think. So we'll just listen to just 1 second.
Fox News contributor and columnist for The Messenger, Joe Concha, joins us now. Joe, when we say that moment caught everybody's attention, we mean that it caught the media's attention. The New York Times has a headline, Trump deflects question on retribution and law breaking at town hall. CNN, Trump sidesteps question when asked if he plans to abuse powers if reelected. And Rolling Stone's headline, Trump to Hannity on whether he'll abuse power as president. And they included a shrug emoji. Also,
and those are exciting headlines that might make people pay attention, and it made me pay attention. That's why I'm talking about it. I saw it, I felt like that's a thing that ought to be talked about, so then I looked at the thing and I didn't feel as bad as they were making it out to be. But that is what we have to deal with. Sometimes they're going to over-exaggerate. I don't think it's an exaggeration to suggest that he's an authoritarian. He's going to push for authoritarian measures. That's not an exaggeration. Saying that he promised to be dictator on day one, a little bit of an exaggeration, a little bit. But do I feel like he might be authoritarian? Yes. Do I feel like he might become a dictator on day one and then never let it go? Yes. I feel like that could happen. And he's telling us, he's putting it right out in the open for everybody to see. Hey, I will do what I want, when I want, how I want, and you can't stop me. That's what he's promising the people. And I don't like that. I hope he doesn't win. I hope that doesn't come to be. Do you have any plans whatsoever, if re-elected president, to abuse power, to break the law, to use the government to go after people? And Trump says, you mean like they're using against me right now? Wrong. They're not using the government to come after you. The government is coming after you because you have broken very many laws. Stop breaking laws, and the government will stop coming after you. That's it. Donald Trump breaks a lot of laws, and that's why the government comes after him. It's not a political thing, unless your political party is based on committing crimes. It's not, is it? Conservatives, your party isn't based on committing a bunch of crimes, is it? Oh, hi. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. The algorithm loves it when you watch it all the way to the end of the video. If you want to keep the algorithm happy, and I know you do, press the subscribe button, press the thumbs up button, leave a comment, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling, and let's all keep that algorithm happy. Thanks. Have a good day.